We can see nothing of importance in the footage. Just as I thought. You're right about that. That section was completely meaningless. Doesn't show a thing. That's why I didn't submit it as evidence.
Objection!
No, it's just the opposite. Huh? What do you mean by that? The 10 minutes of footage, something important that should have been there isn't. Detective Fulbright, this footage should have been submitted as evidence. What? Are you questioning the way I carry out my duty to justice?
Mr. Wright, explain yourself, please.
I can't.
A body?
Yeah, I would be this. I think is what they want. They want to picture the victim. We can't present profiles.
Take that!
The important thing we should see in the footage is the victim himself, Jack Shipley. I don't know about you, but I didn't see him get in the pool in that footage.
Oh!
That's right. The victim was not shown entering the pool in this footage. It means that he must have been there by the Skull Rock during those 10 minutes. But no human being can hold their breath underwater for that long. I don't think that's true.
Very unlikely, though.
Yeah, let's see. 24 minutes and 37 seconds. That's the world record.
Still, without struggling?
Exactly.
Without a peep, and he's dying? Very unlikely.
Wait a minute. Are you saying... When the security camera started up at 10 a.m., the victim was already dead. What?
Order in the court. If that's the case, then when was the victim murdered?
I don't know, Your Honor. But we now know it had to have been sometime before 10 a.m. Therefore, this footage can no longer be called decisive evidence against my client. But there was no one else who could have killed the victim. Not necessarily. The defense believes that the true culprit may have been human. And we have evidence to back up our theory as well. Do you know? I would be very interested in seeing this evidence. The defense's trump card. That thing we found during our investigation yesterday. Wouldn't go so far as to call it decisive, but now's the time to play it.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please submit your evidence. What evidence shows the crime may have been committed by a human?
A coin. Why is there a bloody coin on the surface?
Take that!
What's this? A coin?
Yes, a fake coin used in the aquarium's pirate show. We found it beside the pool. This coin is quite possibly the real murder weapon.
This tiny little coin is the murder weapon. Mr. Wright, if this is another one of your bluffs...
As they say, the bolder the presentation, the less confident the solicitor. This is no bluff, and this isn't the only coin. There are 300 of these coins in all, weighing a total of about 7 pounds. This one just happened to have blood on it. Do you have the blood analyzed to see whose it is? Not yet. But there were coins scattered around the body, and the victims had a head wound. Taking those things into account, I believe it has to be the victim's blood. So to put it together, we have about 7 pounds of coins by the side of the pool.
Just drop a coin off a skyscraper.
I think I was disproven like it might not kill.
Well,
It's
if
very
you had
unlikely.
like 5 coins and then put it in a tiny bag and went bloop.
Just don't take a bag of quarters to Johnny and Bosch. I think the answer is pretty clear here. Your Honor, the defense poses that the victim was killed beside the pool.
The side of the pool? But if the murder took place there, it would be difficult to say an orca did it. I realize you're trying to defend your client, but that theory is preposterous. How could 300 coins possibly be made to hit someone all at once?
Be pretty easy if they were in a bag or something of the nature.
And so where's this bag of coins we're in?
The killer took it with him, Your Honor. Unfortunately, Your Honor, we've recovered nothing of the sort from the scene. It's possible that the culprit took it with him.
They took it.
True culprit used the coins as a blunt instrument to commit murder. And they threw the body into the pool before the security camera started up. And they left, taking the bag of the coins that were in with them. They got rid of the evidence that points to a human culprit to pin the blame on Orla.
That was brilliant, Mr. Wright. You found a way to introduce the possibility of a human perpetrator.
Yeah, somehow. So my luck holds out. I wonder why Prosecutor Blackwell hasn't said anything.
The possibility of a perpetrator other than the defendant has now been suggested. But if we hold the possibility to be true, then what did Mr. Plume witness? That's right. That's right. I saw the killer whale attack the victim. Just like it did a year ago, singing a song. I guess there is still that. Even if somebody else was the culprit, Orla's behavior still seems pretty bizarre. I wonder why she was doing the same thing she did a year ago.
But is it really that bizarre?
What do you mean?
To explain the inexplicable, all we have to do is turn our thinking around.
Turn our thinking around, huh? Sounds good to me.
I'm gonna turn my thinking around method of turn. Instead of trying to figure out why Orla did the same thing she did a year ago, to consider the results that were produced by her behavior this time around. She sang a song, did some headbutts, and bit the victim. If the real culprit wanted to shift suspicion onto Orla, then would have needed to give people a reason to think Orla did it in the first place.
Mr. Wright, as a lawyer, how do you explain your client's actions?
To try to think of it I believe we should try to think of it this way, Your Honor. What kind of effect did Orla's actions have on the case?
Very well. Then why don't you explain it for the court? How did the defendant's actions affect the case?
Created a witness, I think. I think that was the goal.
Yeah. I think I remember saying that she's the perfect witness that would be biased.
Because Orla getting rid of evidence doesn't make sense. Mr. Plume focused her attention on the Orca pool because she heard it as a song. Orca's act of singing was a song created. Orca's act of singing a song created a witness.
Created a witness?
Isn't it possible that fabricating a witness was a real culprit's true intention? After all, Mr. Plume witnessed two things. She saw Orla headbutt something over and over, and she saw the Orca bite the victim. Those two actions of Orla's might have been the real culprit's plot to make the witness think the Orca was attacking the victim.
Are you saying that the defendant was being manipulated by the true perpetrator?
Exactly. That would explain Orla's actions perfectly.
But the defendant is an orca. Is it even possible to manipulate her?
Yes.
To the whistle.
There's a way to manipulate Orca's behavior. Yes, it is.
Take that!
Is this a whistle?
Yes, Your Honor. Trainers at the aquarium use these whistles to issue commands to Orla. But in truth, anyone can do it, provided they know the right signals.
Oh, that must be how they get Orla to do tricks for their pirate shows.
The culprit hid the body in a spot that couldn't have been seen from the visitor's corridor. Then when Mr. Plume appeared, they gave Orla the command. In other words, Orla was manipulated by the culprit to perform a series of tricks.
What?
And as for you, Mr. Plume, you were manipulated by the true culprit to play a part of the witness.
I, Norma de Plume, was set up?
Is he about to have a breakdown? Are we about to? Is he
love
gonna
that.
Marilyn Monroe again?
I hope not. I, Norma de Plume, writer extraordinaire, was used, and she hates that, right? No. No! No, don't open, please don't. Mr. Plume, please do something about your attire.
That was one wardrobe malfunction I don't want to see again.
It would appear we need to shift our suspicion towards someone other than Orla. Prosecutor Blackwell, please have the bloodstained coin analyzed.
You waste your breath. Guess even Prosecutor Blackwell can't refute the possibility of a human suspect.
You did it, boss. If the crime happened beside the pool, there's no way an orca could have done it. Damn!
Now, if only we could find the bag that coins were.
In light of the new discovery, it would appear that the orca couldn't have done it.
Exactly, Your Honor. The blood on the coin proves it to be that of the victim. You can unequivocally overturn Orla's accusation.
Objection!
Of course he's going to object. And there goes
And
the
the chain.
chance. Overturn the defendant's accusation? I think not. Ah, my hair! My beautiful hair! Yesterday, a new inmate was brought into the prison. He said the moment you relax is when you're most valuable, vulnerable.
And what did this man go in for?
He is merely a sneaky thief who enjoys a spot of fishing now and again. But right to know here would be easier to hook than any fish. Gah! The hawk sure does love to judge his head. What?
What's this? The coin from before in some sort of bag?
He had the bag?
So he knew?
A bag? I don't think I'm gonna like this. This is a coin bag the 300 coins were in. I believe you were looking for this. How did you get that? I never said we didn't find it at the crime scene.
Where was it
The
found?
bag had blood on it, so naturally I had it sent to the crime lab. And does the blood belong to the victim? It does indeed, as does the blood on the coin. I knew it. So the blood on the coin did belong to the victim. The bag was open and the coins had all spilled out. But the bag alone wasn't proof enough to say that it was used as a murder weapon. However, thanks to the defense in their coin, I am more than satisfied that it was.
Prosecutor Blackwell. Are you conceding that a true culprit committed the murder with the bag of coins?
I shall concede that the victim was put into the pool after his death. However, even with this bag, it doesn't change the fact that the orca killed the victim.
And how?
What? How can you still suspect Orla? You said that the true culprit manipulated Orla's behavior. But Orla isn't the kind of orca that would let someone control her. If anything, Orla used the victim's behavior against him to murder him. What? But
Are you arguing that the orca manipulated a human being?
to prove it, I have summoned another witness. Marlon Rhymes, take the stand.
Ooh, Rhymes is here.
Marlon Rhymes is a witness?
Oh, I guess I get the rap. All right, everyone, get ready for DJ Epic Mike 16. I'm here.
But don't just stand there. State your name.
I told you I didn't want to be a witness.
I thought one witness would be quite enough to prove the defendant's guilt. But apparently Right Owner won't be satisfied until every stone is turned.
Well, son of a bitch. All right, fine. If I've got to talk, now let's get this over with. Mr. Rhymes didn't seem like a willing witness.
Wonder what Prosecutor Blackwell is going to have him testify about.
So could I have your name and occupation for the record, witness? Hey, here we go. Ahoy! Yo, 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 ho, ho, people of the law. Time to testify. Chilling with my crew at the ship shape. Orcas, penguins, and the seascape. Cleaning and feeding. There ain't no end, but the Ian Brady kids good tours I shall transcend. New animal keeper from the house to the rhymes. I'm the master keeper, Marlin with the rhymes. Peace. Oh my, I'm afraid I couldn't understand what word you said. Someone please clip that. Is that a flip-flop music of people?
So close, Your Honor. So close. And yet so far.
Please proceed with your testimony, witness, without the flip-flop. Okay, fine. But I don't want to do this, I tell you. I feel like I'm selling Sasha out.
Ooh.
At about 10 a.m., I was in the staff room. I heard a loud noise from the pool room. I went to the door to look in. I couldn't see the captain or the orca, but what I saw were a bunch of coins scattered around. The orca knows there's a certain spot people stand to play volleyball with her. I think maybe she knocked down the stuff that was piled up there and hit the captain.
So it gives us a little more info about the area around the pool. The defendant made the stuff fall down. Overturned crates and assorted props were scattered all over the pool room floor. There is no doubt that there was the orca that caused the mess.
But could she really have done it from within the pool?
As I said, the orca is the only one that could have performed such a feat. The pool and its room are tidied the night before, including the various odds and ends. But when our rhyming Marlin took a look-see, over 400 pounds of props had fallen. To move it all in one go would challenge even the brawny prisoner to the cell next to mine. What is he? The jail gossip? So how did 400 pounds of items fall all at once? I will tell you how. The orca pulled the cloth that was underneath them. I want a picture of the scene like that.
Where's the cloth then?
Which I would only be all but impossible to move for a human to move.
And he's saying the bag fell on him, but it fell on the back of his head.
And we'll see how it's set, how they play this. It was child's play to an orca. During a friendly game of volleyball, the defendant made the crates fall. And the bag of coins was among the items fell on the victim's head and killed him.
But how did you get him in?
The orcas interred with the victim's body underwater, which is what Mr. Bloom saw.
Objection!
But the witness only said he heard a loud noise. That doesn't automatically make it the sound of Orla making all the items fall. Also, why didn't he only look in on the pool, Mr. Pool Room? Anyway, Mr. Rhymes?
That orca sometimes makes a loud noise to summon her trainer. But I'm still a newbie, so I don't have a security card to get into the pool room yet.
How'd you peek in then?
How'd you even peek in? So even if she tries to summon somebody, there isn't much I can do about it. I see, so the witness couldn't enter the crime scene.
Objection!
If Mr. Rhymes couldn't enter the room, then there's one thing he can't be sure about. The statement that the orca was playing volleyball is purely speculation.
Silence!
Silence, Rector. Whether the orca was actually playing volleyball or not is not the issue. Traces of the orca's saliva were found on a cloth that was underneath the crates. Of course there would be. That's not uncommon. It is important to point that the orca is the only one that could have moved the items. I have to discredit that statement somehow. If I don't, it would mean that Orla was the culprit, even if the victim died beside the pool. I'm curious how he saw this. He couldn't see the victim?
I was just looking through the door crack. I guess all that stuff was blocking my view. I didn't notice a whole bunch of coins scattered all over the place, though. But at the time, I had no idea the captain was dead.
Killed by gold coins. Ironic, isn't it? Perhaps the orca wanted her to be paid for her labor. Paid in coins raining from the skies.
Coins raining from the skies, he makes it sound almost poetic.
The hard truth is that the coins were actually the murder weapon. We all deserve to be paid for our work, do we not? I shall have a fine meal tonight. If you find our client guilty, that is. Mr. Rhymes, do you have a theory on how this thing could have knocked down?
Of course I do. Wouldn't this first statement be wrong? Because at 10:10, the victim's already dead.
Well, he was just saying he's in the staff room at that time.
Yeah, but he heard a noise, and at that point, the victim's dead, though.
Are you sure about the time you were in the staff room?
What? Yes, I'm sure. I'm pretty good with the time. I've never been late to work once.
If it was about the time, then there's something wrong with that statement. Really? Better take a look at the court record.
All right, please continue with your testimony, Mr. Rhymes. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, they were in the staff room, though.
No, read the note. Read the note.
Oh, yeah.
Meet captain at the Orca Pool at 7 a.m.
Objection!
You say you were in the staff room, but is that really true?
Of course it's true. Why would I lie about a thing like that?
Mr. Rhymes, have you ever seen this calendar before?
Hey, that's...
I see you recognize it.
Yeah, that's the rifle calendar. It's a big hit at the Ship Shape Aquarium gift shop. Thank you for shopping at Ship Shape. Mr. Rhymes, please refrain from scattering fish around the witness stand.
Not to worry, your boldness. Taco will have them cleaned up in no time.
Just gets a meal.
Free food! Guess that bird comes in handy now and then.
All right, Mr. Wright, we shall have seen your cute souvenir. Now, if you wouldn't mind...
No, Your Honor, this isn't my calendar. It was originally as a witness's, but it came to the possession of a certain young lady.
What?
Mr. Rhymes. Mr. Rhymes and this young lady first met each other in the food prep room. Oh, I mixed up the rooms in my head. They were in the food prep room, not the staff room. That's why it's a contradiction. They ran into... After the mishap, their calendars got switched around. They ran into each other at about 10 a.m. in the food prep room. So clearly the witness was not in the staff room. In other words, there was no way he could have heard the noises from the pool room upstairs. What's this? This is the first time hearing about any calendar. That's because Mr. Rhymes and Pearls were keeping it a secret. You lied to me. This transgression will not go unpunished.
So, Mr. Rhymes, you didn't hear the noise of the equipment falling after all, did you?
Okay, oh, no, that's...
Okay, I admit it. I didn't hear the noise in the Orca pool room myself. But somebody told me about it. The penguin.
Who told you about it?
It was, it's the penguin. The penguin was there.
Unless you tell the truth, Mr. Rhymes, I can't save Orla. I'm sure you know how sad that would make Miss Buckler.
I heard about it from Sasha.
What? From Miss Buckler?
But that doesn't make any sense.
What is going on here? Now it's the trainer's own words that drive the orca into a corner. How do you like being bitten by your own client, right, Donal? I certainly didn't see this coming. What perfect timing. There was something I wanted to ask Miss Buckler about the orca. Prosecutor calls the trainer Miss Sasha Buckler to the stand.
Yes, I suppose it would be a good idea to hear what the Orca's trainer has to say.
I don't know what Sasha's gonna say. We'll just have to meet it head on, whatever it is.
We will take a 20-minute recess while the witness is summoned. Mr. Wright, are you going to cross-examine Sasha?
I guess I'll have to ask her about the noise from the stuff falling down.
Mr. Wright.
Mr. Rhymes, why did you lie?
I didn't want Sasha to have to appear in court. I thought if anybody had to testify, I should be the one to do it for her. But why would you go to all those lengths?
He likes her.
Did you see the entry for the 20th on that calendar?
The note about meeting the captain at the orca pool?
Yeah, I found that calendar in a nap room.
So it's not his.
I think it's probably Sasha's. What? Then that means...
Guess it does look more like a woman's calendar than a man's. Oh boy. This ain't good.
I didn't want suspicion to fall on Sasha. Mr. Wright. I gotta go back to the aquarium to look after the orca in Sasha's place. I'll be rooting for you on the other end of that TV phone. Please take care of Sasha. Okay, we can't let Prosecutor Blackwell get the best of us. Time to refocus.
Right. After all, we're the only ones who can save Orla.
The court will now reconvene. Prosecutor Blackwell, please call the witness to the stand.
Again, you waste your breath. My name be Sasha, and I be one of the Captain Orla's swashbucklers. Come to rescue me, bucko. The false charges on and me dread pirate Nostache. Nostache.
No stash. I guess no stash refers to Prosecutor Blackwell this time.
Well, can't be the judge. He has a mustache and a full beard. Now then, Captain Judge, shall we begin the pirate court?
Captain Judge. Captain Judge? I rather like that. Makes me feel like a salty old sea dog.
And scene. How was that for my self-intro?
Heh.
The court is not a show. State your full name and occupation. I'm Sasha Buckler. I work at Shipshape Aquarium. I perform in a swashbuckler spectacular pirate show alongside Orla as her trainer.
Well, you seem like a completely different person now.
You really think so? Thanks. It's my pirate show persona, just saying. Prosecutor Blackwell said I could introduce myself any way I like. I bet money he didn't think you were going to do it like that.
And what will this witness testify about?
Yorka manipulated the victim into playing volleyball and then knocked the items down. The witness will report her about hearing the noise that caused the victim's death. Now wait just a minute. Sure, Orla uses the ball to break props sometimes. But even spiked the ball at the giant octopus leg yesterday when I was clean. Okay, so there is the banner there. Why is there a hole in the middle of it? So Orla was the one who broke that leg, huh? But she couldn't have knocked down that huge stack of equipment with her little ball. I thought you were paying attention to the trial over the telecast. But you apparently know nothing of what has been discussed. The orca knocked down the equipment by pulling on the cloth that was underneath it. No one said anything about the orca knocking it down with the ball. What? What the heck?
It's a play toy.
Is that what we're talking about? I came in here to give Prosecutor Nostache a good knee hauling. But I'm the one getting the cat on my own tail. Oh, he's as vicious as a tiger shark.
Miss Buckler, just focus on your testimony and you'll be alright. Don't worry, we'll take care of that tiger shark for you.
Thank you, Athena. Okay, now I can do this. My testimony will be Phenomen.
Alright, Miss Buckler, please proceed to your testimony.
Oh boy. I made a hurdle Orla summoning me with a loud noise. The Aquarians get a scream I heard over the walkie-talkie and more talking to Normal Puma first, and then we went to the pool room with the security guy. Coon was everywhere, and Captain was lying in the middle of it all.
Her story doesn't seem to be much different from Marlon Rhymes' testimony.
Does it? Circumstances are different. The actual order of Orla's actions depend on the order the witness heard the two noises. She heard the scream first, then the prosecution's claim doesn't stand up.
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, she doesn't remember the order of what she heard. She doesn't? I was distracted at the time. I don't really recall which one I heard first. I was lost in thought until the guard brought me back to myself, so I am no help. As long as the order remains unclear, I shall not alter the prosecution's claims. After killing the victim with a bag of coins, the orca toyed with the body in the water. But left it alone for 10 minutes? Over 10
Yeah, that
minutes?
seems weird.
Turn things around here. I have to turn about things here somehow. Looks like it proved the sound Sasha heard was not the sound of the victim's murder. Buckles claimed that Orla put down the equipment to kill the victim will stand. If I want to save Orla, I have to find a contradiction, no matter how small.
Well, your cross-examination, please, Mr. Wright. I feel like it's a presser.
Most likely.
Why didn't Rhymes talk about the scream on the walkie-talkie? Doesn't he have one?
He should. What made you think Orla was summoning you? Orla knows the sound of her cries doesn't carry far enough. Sometimes she summons people by making a loud noise. That Orla's smarter than the average whale, I tell you. Tucker would not be bested in a battle of wits.
Hold it!
Wait a minute. Widget is the smartest one of all.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the smartest of them all? Widget. Am I expected to enter Trucy into this "my kid is better than yours" apologies? And you didn't heed the summons of this very intelligent Orla immediately? I couldn't right away. Also, I was concerned about her of course. But the aquarium gas scream I heard, yeah.
Hold it!
Tell us more. You heard Miss Plume scream. That's right. I heard her through the walkie-talkie of a guard making it around. Ah! I can still hear it in my head. So loud I thought it was a sea lion. Mr. Plume sort of reminds me of a sea lion, actually.
I know, right? Ooh, I should call her a sea lion lady and see how she likes it.
I don't think she would. I guess Athena's still upset about being called a yellow girl.
What did you do after hearing the visitor scream?
Hold it!
You and the security guard headed to the Orca pool room. Yeah, apparently, that obnoxious rider lady said she didn't trust me by myself. That's why after talking to her, the guard and I went to the pool room together. Why be the went so suspicious? The man needs swordfish stool. That is what I like to see, feel like saying to her anyway.
I'm afraid I still don't get it. That was a line from the show when Orla and Sasha quarrel with each other. Didn't you do your swashbuckler spectacular homework, Your Honor?
No, he didn't, because he didn't know this defendant in this case is a whale.
Why am I getting scolded here, Mr. Wright?
Why am I getting scolded here, Your Honor? Specular, please tell me what happened after you headed to the pool. Alright. God and I got there, what we saw. The equipment was everywhere, yep.
Hold it!
Tell us more. What do you really recall about the scene exactly? I don't remember much, to be honest. It was a total shock seeing the captain like that. If you ask me something specific, might be able to remember that.
The thing scattered around.
Yeah, we have pictures of that. I could see it going either way. Could you tell me more about the things that were scattered around? And were equipment and props for the new show. The new show? Yeah, we were supposed to debut brand new Swashbuckle Spectacular yesterday. We already defeated the giant octopus in Nostache after all. We were going to have a new nemesis, Red Stash. He's on this fly here.
Oh, that's a fly rifle was distributing. Who will obtain the gold coins hidden in the skull rock? Oh, I wish it could be me.
So the scarf also disappears as well.
Does it actually?
Yeah, like you see the red scarf in there, it's gone.
Maybe she's trained to take it?
He also doesn't have the, like, as well as not having the whistle, he also doesn't have the stash. Well, we can't tell if he had the stash in this one.
Yeah.
Leave it to you, Athena, to know all about it. Orla's even got some new tricks for the show. So all the stuff that fell down was for the new show. Is that it? That's right. A bunch of props and crates and other equipment stacked up. Your Honor, for the record, I'd like that to be added to the witness's testimony.
Earl, Miss Buckler, please append what you just said to your testimony.
Sure thing.
Hold it!
These props were in the new show. What kind of things were there? Blow-up dolphin, an anchor, red stash costume, the bag of coins, stuff like that. The captain was wearing his usual costume, and the new props were all there. Wait a minute. Something about that doesn't seem right. Ah, yeah, here we go. Is there a problem with such as testimony?
Yes.
You say the captain was wearing his usual costume. But is that completely accurate? Come on, Phoenix. What are you nitpicking my testimony for? If we look at the body, we see that there's a discrepancy between that and your statement. You say that the victim was wearing his usual costume. You notice the victim was wearing a red scarf around his neck. The red scarf is part of the costume for the new pirate show.
Oh, you're right. It's written right there in the flyer for the new show. Featuring the dashing red stash with the flattering red scarf. Although I have to say, it looks like a red scarf was added to his old costume.
Yeah, well, the captain was never one to spend much money on costumes. You know, the captain wasn't wearing that red scarf. But in this photo, I believe I see a red scarf. Yeah, it's not wrapped around his neck. It's just draped over the top of his neck. That red scarf was packed with the rest of the new show's equipment. Must have fallen on top of the captain when the equipment fell down. Oh, I see.
It looks like a discrepancy wasn't really a discrepancy after all.
So the scarf doesn't have anything to do with this case? There's something about the timing of stuff falling that bothers me. Hold on. The timing of stuff. Yeah, that is a problem. That is a big problem. Because if both the sounds happened around the same time, that would mean the victim was not brought up yet. It's like if the crashing noise of the stuff falling happened first, like he wouldn't have been able to get that scarf around his neck.
Yeah.
Maybe my theory's been wrong from the beginning. Maybe the bag of coins isn't the murder weapon. Heh. And so your last cross-examination ends in failure as well. You know that such a feeble slash would never hurt me. As I said, the orca made the equipment fall and then towards the body in the water.
Objection!
I'm sorry, Prosecutor Blackwell, but based on circumstances at the scene, the defendant couldn't have dragged the body into the water after the equipment fell. And why? Pray tell. Okay, I'll tell you all right. My theory has been all wrong. I'll just have to fix it.
Yes, Mr. Wright, please do tell the court. What indicates the body was not dragged into the water after the items fell?
scarf itself. It wouldn't still be there.
Take that!
This red scarf fell at the same time as the bag of coins. But the body was dragged into the pool after the bag of coins fell. Then the red scarf wouldn't still be on top of the body. What? In other words, the victim was already dead when the equipment came crashing down. Therefore, the bag of coins fell. The bag of the coins that fell with the red scarf was not the murder weapon.
Silence!
But it was the defense who claimed the bag of coins was the murder weapon to begin with. Well, yes, that's true. Do you intend to abandon your original argument? After hearing the testimony, I realized my theory about the murder weapon was wrong. Please recall the facts that we've learned so far. The fact that the Orla bit the victim's dead body.
After all, when we saw the victim in the security footage, she was already dead.
But then, Orla carried the victim's body to the side of the pool and knocked down the equipment for the new pirate show that was piled up there. Maybe Orla was trying to alert humans to the victim's condition. Orla knocked the items down on the victim after he was already dead. That means the defendant didn't kill the victim with those items. But that's preposterous! Even still, your argument is lacking. If neither the orca's headbutting nor the bag of coins was a manner of death, then how do you propose the victim was killed?
A very good point. If the defense is now abandoning its original theory, then we would need a new theory as to what the murder weapon was.
Alright. I doubt I have no clue where, well, it would go over well.
Alright, let's go over what we still need to find out about the victim's body.
What we don't know is how he died and why his body was at the bottom of the pool. I wonder if there's something that would explain both those things at once.
How did the victim's body sink to the bottom of the pool? On the diagram, it's easy enough to move the body to the bottom of the pool. But in real life, the water would just cause the body to float.
Right. Hold on. Water? Okay then. Okay. Then what if we flip that around? What if there was no water? The body would go right down in an instant. Was the tank empty earlier in the morning? What's real manner of death be? The fall? Was the tank empty and he got pushed down?
If he fell at an empty tank, what did he hit?
The bottom.
But like,
A
did he hit
60-foot fall?
there's-
That would also cause bruising all around the body.
True.
Thanks for a great hint, Zena.
What? I helped you and I didn't even know it? So the dolphin wasn't even there? I mean, the orca, I mean?
That would make sense to a degree. Your Honor, I think we know the real manner of the victim's death.
I think it won't do, Mr. Wright. I expect a clear answer. Now then, what was the real manner of Jack Shipley's death?
What's the manner of death that moves the victim to the bottom of the pool?
Falling.
Please take a look at this diagram of the orca pool. If there was no water in this pool, it would be very easy to move the victim's body to the bottom of the pool.
But wouldn't it still float?
There's no water in it. Why would it float?
Yeah, but it has...
It
You
got
have to
refilled at a
fill the
point.
tank. You have to refill the tank. And you have to tie the body down?
That's what the ladder's for. They could just go down go down to the body and like have put something on it so it won't float up.
That's still goofy.
We'll see what it does.
You think he could fit in one of the treasure chests?
Well, it has to do with the skull rock. For sure. Because the skull rock is what Orla was banging her head into.
Yeah. He would drop straight down. Oh my. Could that be the true manner of death?
The oracle pool is about 65 feet deep. If the victim were to go in from the top of the pool to the bottom pool when there was no water, then he would, without question, have fallen to his death.
Death from a fall.
And that's your answer?
It all makes perfect sense. If he fell, that would explain the signs of blunt force trauma all over the body too.
The culprit pushed the victim into the pool when there was no water in it. After doing something to keep the body from floating up, they filled the pool with water. The pool water washed away any signs of blood, so no one would realize that he fell. But then what about
Surprisingly,
the coin?
that actually makes sense.
What about the bloody coin then?
He fell onto a pile of coins? Order in the court. I'm just as surprised as you are, but I must have order. If falling was a matter of death, then does that mean the defendant's behavior was the result of being manipulated by the true culprit as the defense claimed?
Yes, it would have to be. Did I skip one? All that needs to be explained now is how the real culprit commanded Orla. Spuckler, it's a way to instruct Orla to bite someone. What? What kind of trick would that be? Of course not. You can tell us about the tricks Orla does know. Well, there's jumping, dancing, and playing volleyball. And she can spin and do the rock and roll trick. And sing swashbuckling spectacular song. Those sound like pretty nice tricks. I doubt they're related to this case. She's also practicing two new top secret tricks. There's a human rocket, where she shoots somebody into the air. And then there's a lifesaver trick, where she brings the drowning person to the surface.
That's it.
Hey, one of these top secret tricks might have something to do with the case. Now, which one of these two tricks sounds relevant? Really?
The lifesaver.
Really, game? Come on.
Yeah, we shot the dead victim up in the air.
So in a lifesaver trick, Orla brings the drowning person to the surface, correct? You caught it. Orla still learning how to hold someone gently in her mouth. So he sometimes bites into their clothes, but she'd never hurt a person's skin. Ta-da! She brings. No. I'm not in it.
He brings the drowning person to the surface, then that must be it. That matches up perfectly with what Mr. Plume said in their testimony.
The real culprit must have used the lifesaver trick command to manipulate Orla.
I still find this very hard to believe.
Let's see it for ourselves.
Write her lady's out, because she wouldn't know. The show wasn't on display yet.
Let's have Orla show us her trick by using a practice dummy.
And explains the bite marks on the dummy.
As you wish.
The prosecution doesn't appear to have any objection, Mr. Buckler. Miss Buckler, please proceed.
Okay, sure. I'll show you Orla's fundamental trick. Hey, Bonnie, you ready over there?
Okay, let me just go get the practice dummy. There. It's in the pool, ready and standing by Sasha.
Here goes. Orla's secret new trick, the lifesaver. Good job, Orla.
The clothes got torn up a little, but the dummy doesn't have any new marks on it.
Free. There you have it. Or a secret new trick.
Wow, that orc was really something. I can't think like that wouldn't hurt anybody.
I love how they just had the TV on the stand. Everyone's cheering as if they could have seen it.
Yep.
Oh, I did not read that.
That was great. That awesome trick captured everyone's heart.
Sounds like the gallery loved Orla's performance.
Oh, wonderful. I wish I could see more.
What's
They're all
wrong
good.
with you people?
Looks like we silenced Prosecutor Blackwell.
Thank you, Orla and Miss Buckler. And thank you too, Mr. Rhymes. And so now that you can clearly see how Orla was manipulated. The bottom of the orca pool needs to be examined immediately. You might still find some evidence of the victim falling to his death.
Prosecutor Blackwell, please have that taken care of at once. Excuse me, Prosecutor Blackwell, I am requesting further investigation. He did, didn't he?
No, he couldn't have. Yeah! Prosecutor Blackwell, you have to answer the nice Judge Black. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. The thing you asked for just came in. Nah, you couldn't be bothered to think of a less violent way to deliver it. What did Prosecutor Blackwell ask for?
Pictures?
I've been waiting for this.
Oh, and what is that?
An updated autopsy report.
Oh.
What? Why did it have to come now? During recess, I ordered the body to be re-examined. Something started nagging at me during the course of the trial, you see. Here.
I take it you'd like me to read it. Very well. Cause of death, thought to be from a 65-foot fall.
Hey, there it is.
Not how you play the game. But this! Well, this is decisive evidence that substantiates Mr. Wright's theory.
And this clears Orla completely. What? Is something good for a change?
If the manner of death was falling into an empty pool, the orca can't be responsible. It seems Orla's complete innocence has been proven.
I suppose I can't deny that. But now
This is
we have someone
fantastic.
new
You
to
did, Miss
accuse.
Wright.
Now we have someone new to accuse. Hey, Miss Buckler, you're the culprit now.
You know the trick, right? Prosecutor Blackwell isn't even trying to refute it. Orla is saved.
Yeah. Is it really safe to celebrate? Nope.
It would appear more investigation into this case is necessary. But first allow me to render my verdict. The court finds the defendant, Orla Shipley, not guilty.
Fade to black. Objection! You did it. Thank you so much, Phoenix. Thank you, Athena. Orla and Marlon, thank you too.
Congrats, Sasha. Time to celebrate. Go on, eat up. Just tossed a bunch of fish. Hee, glad to see everyone so happy. I'm absolutely thrilled about that verdict. That means you have a human killer out there.
Thank you, right, Tono. Huh? For what? The drained pool. Thanks to you, the truth is finally clear. Fulbright, arrest this woman. Yep,
I
there
knew
it
it.
is. Certainly. Right away, Prosecutor Blackwell.
She's the
Sasha
only one that
Buckley?
could have done it.
You are hereby under arrest for the murder of Jack Shipley. What?
Things
What are you
popped.
talking about? What reason could you possibly have?
She's the only one that knows.
Come now, you must have had some idea in the back of your dull little mind. The true culprit manipulated the Orca in order to have false charges brought upon her. And who was the only one with the ability to accomplish that? It can only be the Orca's trainer. But I'm sure there's some other explanation.
Silence!
I don't need any of your baseless counter-arguments. Have you forgotten? In order to enter the Orca pool room, a security card is necessary. I personally disagree. Security card that only the victim and Sasha Buckler possessed. Miss Buckler is the only one who could have caused the victim to fall to his death. Ah,
Oh, what? No, I don't believe it. Miss Buckler was so upset by Mr. Shipley's death, she couldn't have done it.
Fulbright. We asked the security company yesterday to check the security card logs. Their report just came in during the recess. The night before the incident, Sasha Buckler used her card to enter the Orca pool. After that, not a single person entered the pool room. How did Jack get in?
He was already in there?
Not until the incident was discovered. When Miss Buckler had to go in the guard ran in. That's a problem. When did Jack come in?
Didn't you write on the hooks?
But no one would commit murder where their card usage was being recorded. Apparently, the aquarium employees don't know that their card usage is tracked. What's more, Miss Buckler was seen arguing with the victim before the incident. So, Miss Trainer, what were you arguing about? It was a private matter. Wasn't anything I would kill him over. That's ridiculous. Miss Buckler is the only one who entered the room, and she knows how to command order. Besides, I sought her suspicions from the very beginning. You suspected Miss Buckler from the start? Jorga did tricks because someone commanded her to do so. Possibly someone's the heart so black to make her own partner the murder weapon. It's a possibility the Orca killed the victim. It's a possibility that a human manipulated the Orca. I looked into both. So he suspected Sasha and Orla all along. So my gratitude to you, after all. You were the one who drew off that information about the lifesaver trick. The Orca you saved was unwitting victim. A victim made to look like the weapon that killed Jack Shipley. No! Alright, come along then. Let's have a good long talk. Wait, I didn't kill Camp. Would never try to frame Orla. Why would I hurt the ones I love like that?
Dasha.
Phoenix, Selena, you gotta believe me.
Sasha didn't kill him. I believe that with all my heart. There's got to be something we can do.
I feel the same way. Could I have done something differently? But never in my wildest dreams did I imagine things turning out like this.
It would appear that this case has taken on an entirely new aspect. But this trial is only concerned with the ruling on the defendant, Aura Shipley. So I'm afraid this concludes today's trial. Court is adjourned.